The congressman meeting with local and state government officials and law enforcement at City Hall today. One of them involves scammers asking for bail money, and the other has scammers going door to door offering home improvement services. Officers that have been inside the prison since this all began are still there. This neighborhood in Painted Post was hit hard by last night's storm. The 2024 racing season at Tioga Downs is set to be off and running in less than 24 hours. 160 years ago, this plot of land housed a prisoner of war camp for Confederate soldiers. The jury found Eddie Marte guilty of first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping in the torture murder case of Jose Gote. Now, we reached out to all three local counties, Steuben County, Schuyler County, and Chemung County. All say that voter turnout has been low today. When it comes to snowballs for the kids out there, it's not the weather to do it. This is a big ice ball. It would hurt very much. You can see just how high the water went on the banks of the Cowanesque River. A few tips on how to make your next fishing trip a good one.
Can't believe you did it to me, man. After all the stuff I let you get away with, I can't believe you left me with this.
Passing through Avoca, you probably wouldn't think anything out of the ordinary about this mobile home. But this home was overrun by 20 to 30 cats. Most of them ran and hid when I walked through the door. One room is entirely covered in cat feces. The smell, unbearable. The landlord gave me a gas mask to lessen the stench.
Firstly, I couldn't even walk in. The smell is appalling. There's feces all over the floor. There's no carpet, so the feces and urine has just absorbed into the particle board. And it's unfortunate that somebody would take advantage like that and destroy your property in such a malevolent way.
We tried to reach out to the former tenant, but received this message.
The person you are calling cannot accept calls at this time. We're sorry for any inconvenience this may cause.
It's clearly animal cruelty and neglect to leave that many cats to just fend for themselves or hope for that the landlord will take care of them until someone can take them off his hands.
So what is considered animal cruelty in New York State?
Aggravated animal cruelty would be when a person intentionally kills an animal. It kind of gets tricky with certain types of animals. Any animal does need shelter, food, and water, obviously.
We read through 46 pages of New York State animal cruelty laws that say as long as the landlord is notified animals are in the residence and the animals are being fed and given water, no charges can be pressed, though it depends case by case. In the laws, there is little to no mention of cats, mostly dogs, horses, and rabbits. These laws haven't been updated since January of 2013. And what can breathing in a home like this do to your health?
With cats, a lot of the times there is concern specifically with the cat feces. There is a particular organism that's found that people can get sick from called toxoplasmosis. And it is common where they tell pregnant women not to change the kitty litter box because of the concerns of this infection.
The landlord is working with a local SPCA to take in a few cats at a time.
There's not a chance in hell I'm going back in there unless they have a different offer. We've been begging for years for help, but we've been ignored.
After 4 days of mediation, the Correction Officers Union and the Department of Corrections reached an agreement they thought would potentially stop the correction officers' strike. The new agreement includes putting restrictions on mandatory overtime and suspending parts of the HALT Act for 90 days. The Department of Corrections says it wants that time period so it can review the suspension's impact on prison safety. It also establishes a committee to study ways to improve staffing. Elmira correction officers are rejecting the deal.
Absolute insult to every man and woman that walk behind them walls. They absolutely do not value any of us that walk in there. That was an absolute slap in the face. She does not value, they're not listening to us.
The officer we spoke with has been a correction officer for close to 2 decades and says he's ready to leave if the needs of the officers aren't met.
If we don't reach a solution that puts our safety and our concerns in the front running of this, I have 19 years on the job. I'm going to walk away from this.
He says the HALT Act is a simple fix and that officers are also looking out for the well-being of the inmates.
All we are asking for right now is we need to have cell confinement back in the cell blocks because we have no control over what's going on in these jails. We have incidences now where you have guys go out in the morning for morning chow run. They'll get in a fight. We'll take them to medical, do all the stuff that we have to do, put them back in their cell, they come back out in the afternoon, they're fighting again. It's not just for us that work in it. We're looking out for the guys that are trying to do the right thing. There's individuals in those jail cells right now that are trying to do the right thing, that got locked up and found themselves on the wrong side of the law, and they're trying to do the right thing. And because of this halt law, they can't. They can't get to their program.
State leaders also weighing in, saying the governor is going about the situation all wrong.
She's already named over almost 400 people on a lawsuit that she's going to go after, and she wants to put them into prison. How does that fix the problem?
In my opinion, she should be talking more to these. She's saying, if the word in the street is she's not going to talk anymore, well, she's not listening either. From some of the things I've seen in the proposal, it doesn't go far enough.
It's a dire situation. I don't believe the threats help. We need to come to a resolution so that we can have safe conditions in our state prisons.
In a statement, mediator Martin Scheinman says, quote, "What has become clear during the mediation is the relationship between the parties and the workforce is strained. No single issue, law, or policy entirely explains the current situation."
This was our last-ditch effort to try to say something that we're proud of, and we love each other, and we're a family here, and we're trying to make it work for the younger guys so they have something to look forward to, too.
If you've ever driven through Watkins Glen, you've probably seen the world's smallest diner. But what is it, and how long has it been here? Is this really the world's smallest diner?
I don't know, but it's got to be close.
83-year-old Jerry Collins has run the diner for the past 10 years.
Everybody's got to do what they enjoy. There's no sense sitting around just because you're old.
The diner is 32 square feet, smaller than most people's closets. It's only open on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
We serve our basic specialty is the Coney Island hot dog. That's meat, sauce, raw onion, mustard, and a $3 cheeseburger, cooked onions and pickles.
The diner used to have indoor seating, but no longer does because of the hot temperatures.
It just gets too hot this time of year. It's like 120 in there. It's my weight loss program, but customers don't like it that hot.
He decided to open up in Watkins Glen because of how popular the area is in the summertime.
There's no place within a 50-mile radius that has the kind of foot traffic, sidewalk traffic, and vehicle traffic that this little town has.
Tens of customers came by to take pictures and try out those famous Coney Island hot dogs. But are they any good?
I got the old-fashioned. It's got sauerkraut, mustard, onion on it. It's a good combination, I think. It all brings the hot dog together.
I think it's really good. It's pretty creative. Like, I noticed his menu has a lot of different recipes, I guess, or different things. But the one with the meat sauce, it's so good. I didn't expect it to be like that.
The diner is expected to have a little expansion in the coming years, which might include the world's smallest dance floor. In Watkins Glen, Joe Mason, 18 News. Governor Hochul announcing more than $270 million being awarded to build and preserve 1,800 affordable homes across New York State. Record numbers of travelers are expected to fly this Labor Day, and AAA is also predicting congested roads. But if you're trying to avoid all of this, when should you travel? Many discussions about prison safety in recent weeks have centered around the future of the HALT Act. More than 160 Pennsylvania organizations have signed a statement opposing cuts to Medicaid. Definitely taking down that pumpkin carving contest. I appreciate that you're confident, but it's going to be me this year. LECOM is now receiving new funding to start a new scholarship. There's set to be lots of cheering from the stands, but how fans get into those various venues has lawmakers booing. Beautiful weather this weekend, A, for a cookout, and B, for the state fair.
Come on. Or both?
Or why not both?
Why not both? One day for each.
And sticking with weather, from thunderstorms to blizzards, March has a history of bringing severe weather here to the Twin Tiers.